Hello guys, Baldy Devil here. In today's video, I have to tell you about the new 0.8 update that is coming very soon, and I got the leaks before we began comment-like and subscribe to reach 100 subscribers. Now, let's begin. Here's what is coming. It says about, "Hey everyone, I hope y'all are doing well. I'm back with a new status update all about version 0.8 of Baldis Basics Plus. Let's start by discussing a couple new features that will be in the next update. This first one is pretty simple, but I think it will be an addition welcomed by many of you. I've added a new play style option that allows you to change how lives work to make for a harder or easier experience. The options are, here's the three options. Normal, you start each level with 3 power tubes. This is how the game has worked since launch. Arcade, you start with 3 power tubes, but do not get any more each level. Strict, you only get 1 power tube per game. Lose once and it's game over. So you better not lose. If you found the game to be a bit too easy or are looking for a more typical roguelike gameplay experience, this option can be adjusted to your liking. Normal helps balance the sometimes unfair chaos of the game by giving you a chance to learn levels and adapt accordingly. Arcade still offers some leeway, but makes losing much more punishing, and Strict won't let you have any second chances. Choose whichever option you think makes the game more enjoyable. So yeah, they are making it fun to play. Note that this option won't impact the power bonus. The power bonus will be based on the number of attempts it takes to beat a level. So on the arcade setting, for example, if you go into a level with 1 power tube and beat it on your first try, you'll still get a 3x power bonus. So you will get more points. With that explained, let's talk about a much bigger new feature coming in the next update. The first one is called Hurry Up. It says, recently I asked on Twitter what y'all's average times were per level. I wanted to know to help balance a mysterious new feature. Well, I'm ready to reveal what that new feature is. Time limits. Yep, in version 0.8, you'll want to make sure you don't spend too much time in a level, because school is only going to be in session for so long. This is a feature I've been planning on adding for a long time, and I think it will add a good sense of urgency to the game. Finding good places to hide will still be important, but you won't want to hide forever. This is crazy since you can't hide for so long. With this new feature, once the game begins, you'll be able to see how much time you have via a timer near the elevators. I also plan on making the time viewable via the map. As time runs out, the Baldi TV will occasionally notify you as well. Once the clock hits 0, school is out. Things will start changing fast. Here's the leak. In this leak, it shows a random timer on the map, which is insane, 'cause that timer will be important for it, since it's the whole point of the timer. Now it's time I count on to read the rest of it. It says, first off, Baldi will begin speeding up over time. The longer you stick around, the harder it will become to avoid getting caught. Principal of the thing will also try to send you to detention for being in school after hours. Even after getting sent to detention for this reason, you will remain guilty in his eyes, so be sure he doesn't see you again. Lights out. Characters aren't the only things that change when school is out, though. The level changes as well. As soon as time is up, lights in the hallways will start dimming, and the principle of the thing will turn out the lights of rooms he exits. Things will get pretty dark fast, and you'll need to take advantage of this if you want to survive as Baldi gets faster and faster. Here is the second leak. It shows the principal turning off the lights. It's only because you be there for so much hours IF school. Let's continue. This part says how can you take advantage of the lights going out. Well, this update will add a new mechanic that allows you to hide in dark areas. If you are standing on a tile that is as dark as possible, you'll become hidden, and NPCs will not be able to see you. You'll need to find dark spots to survive and finish the level as Baldi begins reaching terrifying speeds. In the future, I plan on adding more content that utilizes lighting, but for now, this is all I've implemented. To accommodate these changes, I've also slightly reworked the lighting system to make super dark areas easier to see in. There is now a much more noticeable contrast when objects are in dark areas, and the minimum brightness is now limited, so not everything becomes pitch black. Here's the third leak. It's how's the room being very dark, which it is the first time we see like this dark. And this was the same thing as the mod I play. The next one says I may adjust lighting further to ensure things don't get so dark. It's too hard to see. I might add more effects for when you run out of time, but for now this is what I've implemented. In my testing, I've found that trying to survive after time has run out is super intense. So it should be a lot of fun for those rounds that take a bit longer to beat than usual. Of course, I'll try to balance the time limits to make sure there is still time to thoroughly explore levels. You'll just have to be sure not too much time is wasted. The next one is called Level Generator. Aside from those new features, I've also dived back into the level generator to tackle several issues that have been on my to-do list for a while. One issue which I've now successfully solved is eliminating dead ends and bottlenecks in hallway generation. In previous versions of the game, it has not been uncommon for huge, unpredictable dead ends to form in levels which can unfairly end a revolved with them. And another issue was bottlenecks, where certain areas of a level could only be accessed via a single hallway. I created a new algorithm to more intelligently generate halls and avoid these issues. This will allow me to, in the future, be intentional about dead ends generating in levels and better balance the risk involved with them. Another issue which I am currently working on is that of open areas. When a level is generated, the game scans it for open areas. Open areas are any parts of a level that have a 2x2 or larger group of cells connected to each other. Rooms are mainly where open areas are found. In order for NPCs to be able to navigate these spaces and avoid colliding with objects in them, the game generates a nav mesh and other data which makes this possible. Here's the final leak. It shows the random map, which it's insane, and there is no dead ends, which it is the first sense there would be dead ends. Let's finish up the story. It says the blue grids are nav meshes, which have been generated in open areas. The issue with the way this has worked in previous versions is that this data is only generated once, when the level is first generated. If the level layout changes to change the shape of an open area, for example, if multiple portal posters are placed next to each other, none of that open area info is updated. So, I'm currently reworking this system to make it possible to update this info as the level layout changes, and to optimize it so that this can be done with very little performance impact. It's proven to be pretty challenging, but I've made good progress, and I'm pretty confident I'll be finished with this soon. Aside from that, I'm also improving the way structures, swinging doors, conveyor belts, roto halls, etc., are generated, loaded to pave the way for new ones. I really want to get some new structures in the game for 0.8 to really spice up the level generation, since it's been a while since that aspect of the game has seen any new content. With that said, here's the next onces. Slowing down. I've decided to delay the next update by a month. I plan on resuming the 2-month schedule again afterwards. But for a number of reasons, I feel like it will be best to give 0.8 some more time in the oven. So the plan now is to release 0.8 in early December. Pretty much December 12th or 25th of the holiday, since it would take that much mouths. As for pre-releases, I will see about releasing 2 for this update. I don't want to keep my Patreon supporters waiting. The first one will release around the beginning of November and will include the time limit feature and play style options. The second will release a week before the public release as usual and will contain everything that will be added in 0.8. Here's the one out of 2 end of the story. Podcast. One quick note about the podcast. Sorry about how long it's taking to get it up. I ended up recording it twice because the first session was pretty rough. Turns out it's hard to ramble about stuff to a microphone. Haha. I now have the podcast recorded though, and we'll see about getting it edited and uploaded soon. Don't get too excited, as it's about as basic as a podcast can get. And I'm not sure how interesting it will be to listen to, but I'm hoping I'll get better at this as I do more episodes. Here's the final part of their story. Conclusion. I think that pretty much covers everything that's going on regarding version 0.8 at the moment. I hope the delay doesn't come as too big a disappointment, but I will try my best to make sure the wait is worth it. In the meantime, I hope those of you who have access to the pre-releases enjoy those. And that was it. Thanks so much for watching this. Took me 13 minutes to do this. It's crazy. Thanks so much. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you later. Goodbye.